once again from ShortMeTina.com with my daily recap. Today's Monday, so happy Monday. Hopefully everyone had a great and awesome weekend. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for tuning in, and let's just jump into a recap of the overall market. We're going to start with the S&P 500. The SPY, this is a daily chart dating back to 2018. We're just going to focus in really on price action, I want to say at the beginning of January, because more or less the SPY got to where I thought it can get to before, running into a bit of rocky roads, for lack of a better way of framing it. So we went as high as 332.17, and I said, well, you know what? I think we've had enough. We've had this huge run up, about 25 to 30% in a short period of time. The market actually needs to rest a little bit, digest that move, and the best way for the market to do that is to actually pull back. Now, from a high of 32.53, that's where it peaked, to Friday's low of 320.73. I think the market or the SPY lost about 3 to 4%. I still think it had some room, some more downside to go, in my opinion. Anyway, again, let's go back to Friday. Friday we closed at 321.73, which was relatively close to the low of around 320.73. So I honestly thought today was going to be a down day. That did not happen. We actually had an up day, going as high as 326.16, about 0.74% on the day. You can see it here. We closed at 324.12. The low clocked in at 323. I say all that to say, while we were up today, it's looking like, once again, and I can be wrong obviously, but it's looking like we're going to have a probably flat or down day tomorrow. Now, I think that is super necessary for us to go on to hit all-time highs. I'm projecting about 400 in the SPY for 2020, but for me, for that to happen, we need to have a meaningful pullback, and 3 to 4%, in my opinion, is not meaningful. So for the next few weeks, perhaps even all of the first quarter of 2020, I would be fine if the market corrects, because I think if it does, it can set it up, right? We can get that set up for a better 2020. All right, hope that makes sense. What else? All right, so let's jump into Tesla. Daily chart, stock is up about 20%. Like I said last week, I feel as though that the stock is up obviously way too fast in a short period of time. I mean, honestly, if you go back to around October, late last year, the stock was trading at in the 200s. Right now, we're close to 800. So like in about 3 to 4 months, the stock is appreciated by 500 points. Like, that's insane. The move almost looks parabolic, if you can see it here. So anyway, I had my quote-unquote ASS handed to me. I shorted this stock, I want to say late last week, was stopped out almost immediately. Actually, I took a bigger loss in this short than I initially wanted to, but that's the name of the game. I mean, the stock gapped up today. Couldn't really do anything about it. Got out early. I want to say, what did I get out? Well, just early, like pretty much within the first hour of trading, I was out of this trade. My ego wants to short it again just to say that I actually did it, but this really does look like a rolling train, and I don't want to be caught on the long side if this really is on its way to around $1,000. And again, it has that parabolic look to it, so I might actually look to take a position on the long side. Don't necessarily want to jump in here because, I mean, it's so overextended, but again, it's having that look like it really wants to go. So put Tesla on your radar, on your watch list. I think whether on the short or long side, there's a lot of money to be made if you can actually time this right. What else? All right, and then we have Disney daily chart. Stock is up about 2% on the day. On the day, you can see it closed at 141.32. I believe the company reports earnings tomorrow, and I envision two scenarios where actually. So let's see. Let's go back here again. It's a daily chart. Let's go back to around 2015, where the stock more or less traded within a range for about 4 years. The bottom of the range right here, top of the range, you can see here, ending of 2014, cycle through this range. enter mid 2019, and we finally gapped up and broke free of this range. And then once we did that, it established a secondary range, which you're seeing right now, where this is the bottom and this is the top. So heading into tomorrow after the company reports earnings, I see two scenarios. Right, it's either going to go up or down, right? That's the two scenarios. But it's either going to revert back and perhaps get close to filling this gap here of around, around 118 or so, which means, again, we'll have a sell-off. We'll fill this gap here of around 118, which in my opinion still would be a buying opportunity. Or we're actually going to gap up and we're actually going to break away and establish a new range above 150. Disclosure, I am long, ticker DIS. I've been trading this. I have a core long position. I definitely think Disney can reach 200 in 2020 no matter what happens tomorrow with earnings. It just has like a good technical setup in my opinion. Anyway, so if it breaks above 151, that's actually great. I can see it probably running to around 175 if that happens. And even if we break down, fill this gap around 118, 120, I still think that that's a buying opportunity. So put Disney on your radar no matter what happens. Again, I still see this hitting around 200 in 2020. What else? All right, and then we have ticker OPGN. Decent move on the day. Well, more than decent. Stock is up about 44%. Closer to 227. Down a little bit in after hours. Down north of 2%. I see a quote of 223. So we haven't budged that much from closing of 227. You can see right here that gap of around 326. Thought that was going to happen today, but got close, not quite. Stock went as high as 283 before pulling back. You can see confirming volume here. So heading into tomorrow, I've been saying this, I'll say it again. Will this momentum continue? Well, for me, you'd want to pay attention to what's going on now, what's going on in after hours, and what's going to happen in pre-market. Now, if we so happen to open above 227, take out today's high of 283, more than likely this gap here of 326 will get filled. However, if we open up below 227, I can see the stock actually pulling back to here around that $2 level. All right, hope that makes sense. What else? All right, and so let's cap it with ticker NNVC daily chart. Stock is actually off over 30% on the day. I'm not quite sure why anyone wants to trade this. 1 minute it's up, next minute it's down, then it's up, and then it's down. And, you know, it's extreme moves. So it's not to say it's going to be up 5% or down 5%. When it's up really big. And when it's down really big. Anyway, so closed at 1098. Again, off north of 35%. I'm not quite sure what's going on in after hours. Whatever's going on, I would say you want to pay attention to that to see whether or not you're going to get that dead cat bounce. Because generally speaking, when a stock loses around 30 to 40% in a day or more, you're going to get that dead cat bounce at some point. Will it happen with ticker NNVC tomorrow? That's to be seen. One of the things you need to be paying attention to, like I've indicated for a while, is how the stock opens up. Obviously, if we open up above 1098, that's a good thing. If we open up below 1098, that's not so good. Today's low clocked in at 1068, and so if we take that out, that also will not bode well for this stock. All right, so just pay attention to how the stock opens up, and that should gauge where it goes. And let's cap it there. Tina here once again from ShortMeTina.com. If you enjoyed any portion of that video, do 3 things for me. 1, comment in the comment section, like this video if you enjoyed it. 2, subscribe to our YouTube channel at ShortMeTina so you'll never miss another video. And 3, if you are interested right now, we're hosting a free 14-day trading course. I've been trading for close to 20 years, and in this trading course, I just talk about the things that I find useful or things that has helped me along the way to go from losing a whole bunch to break even to finally profitable. So if that's something you're interested in, no credit cards required. Just head on over to our website, ShortMeTina.com. Provide me with an email so I can know where to send it to. All right, so again, head on over to ShortMeTina.com, sign up, become a member. Thank you for listening, and as always, thank you for the support.